Hi everyone, welcome to Learn English with Miss, and let's practice for the NJSLA. In today's lesson, we are going to focus on two different types of questions that show up on the NJSLA, multiple choice questions and writing prompts. So let's get started. What will you see on the test? The NJSLA has two main types of questions. Let's learn what each one is before we practice. Multiple choice. You read a question. You pick the best answer from a list of choices. There is always one correct answer. Writing prompt. You read a passage or a question. Then you write a response using details and your own words. Remember, both types ask you to read carefully first. Always read the question before you answer. Multiple choice. How does it work? A multiple choice question gives you four answer choices labeled A, B, C, and D. Your job is to find the one best answer. Here are the steps. Read the question. Read it slowly. What is it asking? Look for keywords. Read all the choices. Do not stop at the first choice. Read every option A, B, C, and D. Cross out wrong answers. If a choice is clearly wrong, cross it out. This helps you focus. And pick the best answer. Choose the answer that makes the most sense and fill in your bubble. Multiple choice. Let's see an example. Read this short passage, then look at the question and choices below. Let's pick the best answer together. Maria walked to school every morning. One day it started to rain very hard. She did not have an umbrella. By the time she arrived at school, she was soaking wet. Question. Why was Maria wet when she got to school? Is it A, she jumped in a puddle? B, it rained and she had no umbrella? C, she spilled her water bottle? Or D, she forgot to dry off? Now, looking at A, the story does not say this. B is correct because the story says it rained hard and she had no umbrella. C is incorrect and D is also incorrect because C, the story does not mention it, and D, this does not match the story. So here's the tip for you to follow. The best answer always comes from the passage, not from what you guess or imagine. So please read carefully and look at the passage carefully. Multiple choice practice. Here's another one. Let's try a second example. Read the passage, then answer the question. Use the steps we learned. Dogs are loyal animals. They protect their owners and love to play. Many people say that dogs are a person's best friend because they are always happy to see you. Here's the question. According to the passage, why do people call dogs a best friend? A. Dogs are very expensive. B. Dogs can do homework. C. Dogs are always happy to see you. Or D. Dogs are quiet and calm. Now let's look at the passage again because we might need to read it one more time. Dogs are loyal animals. They protect their owners and love to play. Many people say that dogs are a person's best friend because they are always happy to see you. Now let's look at the question again. According to the passage, why do people call dogs a best friend? So, A, the passage does not say this. B, this is not in the passage at all. C, the passage says exactly this, that dogs are always happy to see you. And D, the passage says they love to play, not that they are quiet. So, remember, always go back to the passage to find your answer. The words are right there for you. You just have to look. Multiple choice more than one answer. Sometimes an NJSLA multiple choice question will ask you to pick more than one correct answer. Look for words like select all that apply or which two statements. Here's how to tackle them. Look for clues. The question will tell you if you need to select more than one answer. Read it carefully. Check each choice. Treat each answer choice as a separate true or false question. Don't compare them yet. And find all supported answers. Go back to the passage for each choice. If the passage supports it, select it. Keep looking. Review your selections. Make sure every answer you picked is strongly supported by the text. Don't guess. And here's a pro tip. There is no partial credit for these questions, so you must select all the correct answers and none of the incorrect ones. Multiple choice example. More than one answer. Here's an example of a multiple choice question where you need to pick more than one correct answer. Remember to check each choice against the passage. Our school's new garden has been a huge success. Students from all grades helped plant tomatoes, corn, and bright red strawberries. They also built a small fence to keep out rabbits. Last week, the garden team picked the first ripe strawberries and shared them with the cafeteria, where they were made into a delicious dessert. Here's the question. According to the passage, what did the students do in the garden? Select all that apply. Is it A, planted tomatoes, corn, and strawberries? B, built a small fence? C, sold their vegetables at a market? Or D, picked the first ripe strawberries? If you said A, you are correct. The passage says students from all grades helped plant tomatoes, corn, and bright red strawberries. B is also correct. The passage states they also built a small fence to keep out rabbits. C is incorrect because the passage mentions sharing strawberries with the cafeteria, not selling them at a market. And D is correct because the passage says last week the garden team picked the first ripe strawberries. E. Made a delicious dessert. The cafeteria made the dessert, not the students directly, though the students provided the strawberries. So you have to be careful in how you select your answers. Remember, you need to select A, B, and D to get full credit for this question. Writing prompts. What are they? A writing prompt asks you to write your own response. The test will give you a passage to read. Then it will ask you a question. You must write at least a paragraph using details from the passage and your own ideas. Read the passage. Read carefully. Look for important details, facts, or feelings that could help your answer. Understand the prompt. What is the question asking? Is it asking for an opinion, an explanation, or a retelling? Write your response. Start with a topic sentence, add details, and end with a closing sentence. Writing prompts, the three-part formula. Every good response has three parts. Think of it like a sandwich. Use this formula every time you write on the test. Top, topic sentence. Say what you think clearly. Middle, details. Use evidence from the passage. Bottom, closing sentence. Wrap it up and restate idea. You do not need to write a lot. You need to write clearly and with support. One strong paragraph with a topic sentence, 2 to 3 details, and a closing sentence is a great response. Here's your writing prompt example number 1, opinion piece. Here is a real style NJSLA writing prompt. Read it and then study the model answer below. Passage. Recess helps students focus better in class. Studies show that children who play outside during the day do better on tests and feel less stressed. Prompt: do you think recess is important? Use details from the passage to support your answer. Topic sentence: I think recess is very important for students. Detail from passage: the passage says that children who play outside do better on tests. Your own idea: recess also helps students feel happy and not stressed. Closing sentence: that is why all schools should have recess every day. Writing prompt example number 2. Explain it. Some prompts asks you to explain or describe, not give an opinion. Here is another example with a model answer. Passage: bees are very important to nature. They carry pollen from flower to flower. Without bees, many plants could not grow. Bees also help make the honey we eat. Here's the prompt: explain why bees are important. Use details from the passage. Do a reread if you need to. For example, you can read again, like this: bees are very important to nature. They carry pollen from flower to flower. Without bees, many plants could not grow. Bees also help make the honey we eat. And then read the question again. Explain why bees are important. Use details from the passage. This is very important. This is your prompt. Now, look for ways to write a strong response. Bees are important because they help plants grow. The passage says bees carry pollen from flower to flower. Without bees, many plants could not grow. Bees also make honey that people eat. This is why we need to protect bees. This uses race, and it is a perfect example of a strong response. Here's a weak response. Bees are important. I like honey. Bees can sting you. They are small and yellow. Why is this weak? It does not use details from the passage. It goes off topic. It does not answer the question clearly. So stay away from the weak responses. The examples are here for you to follow. Key rule: always use at least one detail from the passage in your writing response. This shows the reader you read and understood it. You are ready. Let's review. You have learned everything you need to do well on the NJSLA writing section. Let's look at the most important things to remember. Always read first. Read the passage carefully before you answer any question. Cross out wrong answers. For multiple choice, eliminate answers that don't match the passage. Use the three-part formula: topic sentence, details from the passage, and closing sentence when you are writing a prompt. And use the passage. For both question types, your best answers come from the text. You read it, you understood it, now write it. You've got this. Keep on practicing, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.